Alright, so I'm gonna bust out my little micro. Gotta move it up all the way to the top of the property. So here it is. Oh, all right. So I call this thing Little Tippy. It's pretty tippy. All right, let's warm her up. Motor it's got. This thing sips gas. This thing will probably run 2 days straight on this little tank here. It's a little low in fluid, but still alright. I mean, it's on the low line right there. I could add some. Actually got. All right, well, I'm gonna get going. It's funny how small this thing looks on the property compared to my cat. So this is gonna take a little while. This thing's not the fastest machine, and it's got 2 speeds, which is nice, but it won't really go 2 speed. Well, not too bad right here, at least. It's going. So it's a Komatsu PC-09 2006 model, 9 horsepower. It's a beast. A micro beast. I do have a little MPK hammer for it, which is pretty cute. Comes in handy though for hammering little jobs. And I mean, this thing, the tracks will go in and you can get through doorways. I mean, it's nice. You can go through, you know, like fenced areas with just a walk-through gate. You can get through with this thing. Awesome little machine. I've had it for a long time. This is actually the machine I learned on, which is actually a good machine to learn on because it's really difficult. I mean, it looks like it'd be easy to run, but to be smooth on this thing is really hard. So the controls, I mean, it's not smooth at all. I mean, compared to my cat, I mean, this thing is rough, but that's really good for training. I mean, if you can be pretty smooth on this, once you jump to my big cat, oh man, I mean, you're gonna be running as smooth as a freaking Cadillac, man. I mean, it's night and day. But so I learned on this, and I spent a lot of time on this thing. So that's where I got my experience from the beginning, and I knew right away that I was a natural on the excavator. I mean, this thing was, I jumped on it within about half hour. I was jamming. I mean, I was pretty good already. So, you know, I knew then that, you know, I can do this, you know, and I was gonna be good. So that's kind of what motivated me, and I'm gonna do a separate review on that. I talked about it in one of my other videos that I'll post up soon, but how I got into excavation and the reasons why and all that. But I mean, this is my first machine, and I will never sell this machine. I mean, it's so cheap to fix, and it's so reliable. I mean, it only cost me about, I don't know, maybe like $300-400 bucks in the past like 9 years that I had it. I mean, it's pretty dang good. And it sips diesel. I mean, this thing will run for days on a tank. I mean, it's crazy how efficient it is. I mean, it's only 9 horsepower, you know, but it can do so much work. I mean, I cleared I cleared about a half acre with it at our last property, and I did a ton of work with it. I mean, it's unbelievable what I did with it. I cut a whole hillside out and flattened out an area the size, I'd say maybe like a 30 by 40 area, and I cut half that out of the hill and leveled it out with this thing. I mean, it's pretty mean. I mean, I wouldn't underestimate the small little micros or mini excavators. I mean, you can push it, and if you know how to run them, you can do quite a bit of work with them. So I'm almost there. Trekking along. It's starting to rain, so I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to be working out here. I might just go inside and do some work in there on the computer. Alright, so I'm going to try and avoid this line here. So it's nice how small it is. I mean, this thing is so narrow, and again, the tracks go in another 6 inches, and then on the blades you can see on both sides, this little section here folds back on both sides, so I can get through doorways. All right, so I'm just gonna park it for now. I'm not really ready yet. I gotta mark out the rows exactly. I mean, I know where the row is gonna start, but I gotta mark the other side and then run a string and then get my digging point. And I'll probably just use the marking paint and, you know, just spray some dots along the row where I'm gonna dig, so I don't have a string in the way or anything like that. So, but it is starting to rain. I mean, there's kind of another storm supposed to come through this weekend, another winter storm. So I think it's starting to hit a little bit right now. It's been pretty cold all day, so. But yeah, this is my little micro. Again, if you want to learn how to do excavation work, I recommend buying a small machine like this. You know, something you can afford at first, and then you can do small little jobs and learn on it, and maybe just do jobs for friends and family in the start, and go from there. But I mean, this thing, again, I mean, I know a lot of guys who started on the mini excavators, on the micros, so I do highly recommend it. And I'm gonna keep it, you know, once I have kids, and I'm gonna train them on this one, and then they can move up to the big machines. But this is awesome. I mean, I love this thing. Again, I will never get rid of it. I mean, I paid $13,500 for this thing new. I did have to buy new tracks for it when I bought it. I forget how much they were on the tracks, and I think they're around like $700 or something like that. But it did come with a hammer, so for $13,500 with a hammer, and the guy showed me the receipt with the hammer and the 2 buckets that he got, and the quick couplers. It was 30 grand. So brand new, this thing cost 30 grand. I bought it about 9 years ago for $13,500 with a hammer and 2 buckets. So that's awesome. I mean, this thing it paid for itself 10 times over already. So it's, I mean, unbelievable little machine. I love this thing. It's cool. I'll show you guys real quick. Do kind of a walk around here. So you can see the blade on it. And this thing's got some power. I mean, it'll lift itself really easily. Actually, you gotta be careful with that. I put this thumb on it recently. I gotta actually mount it permanently. I mean, I got it on there, but I gotta tighten everything up a little bit more. I wanted to test it out a little bit first before I actually tighten everything up completely, just in case I need to move it a little bit. But it's been working good. I mean, I tried it a little bit, and now I can at least grab rocks and stuff. So, you know, when I'm dealing with these rocks here, at least I can grab most of them with this thing and move them around and load them into my little trailer. So, again, I do have the hammer for it. There's quick couplers on it, which is nice. And 2 buckets. This is the bigger bucket that it came with. I got a small little trenching bucket. But yeah, it's an awesome little machine. It's called a PC-09 Utility Galeo. It's not a 0 turn radius, but I mean, the dang thing is so small, it doesn't really matter. Got the canopy on it, which is nice. I might extend this. I mean, when it's raining like this, I still get wet, so I'm thinking about putting something up there, you know, even just a piece of plywood, a bigger one, for a little more coverage on that. Yeah, cool little excavator. All right, well, I might be done for now outside, but I'll update you guys on this trench work I do for the rows. So I'll talk to you guys soon.